there, thank you so much for joining me once again. My name is Nduta Wambura. If you're new here, please, you know what to do. Subscribe, put your notifications bell on, and let's keep growing this community. Now, November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and one of my frequently asked questions is about diabetes and how to manage it. And so this month, I'm going to dedicate it to answering all the questions that you have been asking on my website and on my emails. And to start off this discussion, I want to speak about pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes is a very common condition whereby your blood sugar level is higher than normal, but not high enough to be considered as type 2 diabetes yet. Now, pre-diabetes is so common among people to the extent that it is estimated that at least 1 in 3 people have pre-diabetes and they do not know it. In fact, more than 84% of the people living with pre-diabetes do not know that they have it until it escalates to a type 2 diabetes. So this is quite a crucial subject, and you should be able to understand where your blood sugar level is at any one given point for it not to escalate to a situation that is not manageable. So pre-diabetes occurs, or rather you are at a risk of pre-diabetes if you are overweight. That means that if your body mass index is estimated to be about 25 or above, and if you're also 45 years of age or older, or if you are younger than that and your physical activity is close to none, or rather you have a sedentary lifestyle, then you place yourself at a risk of pre-diabetes. If you also have other conditions such as maybe a high cholesterol level or a high blood pressure, then you might be actually at a risk of getting pre-diabetes. If you also have a polycystic ovarian syndrome, then you're also at a risk of it. And if you have had gestational diabetes, or rather diabetes during your pregnancy, then you're also at a risk of pre-diabetes. So again, pre-diabetes does not have any symptoms that you can be able to observe, and so this is the reason why so many people would be living with it without necessarily knowing that they have it. So you might want to ask me, so how does this pre-diabetes occur? Well, insulin in your body is a hormone that is tasked to ensure that the blood sugar in your body is released for it to be used in your cells as energy. And so if you have pre-diabetes, then the cells in your body do not respond normally to this insulin that is produced by your pancreas. And so what happens is that your pancreas keeps producing more insulin to try to get your body cells to respond to a point where, if it cannot keep up with this production of insulin, then your blood sugar rises and sets the stage for pre-diabetes and eventually type 2 diabetes if it is not well managed. So that is why it is very possible to have pre-diabetes for many years without necessarily knowing that you have the pre-diabetes. And so a visit to the doctor every once in a while then would ensure that you understand where your blood sugar level is at, for it not to escalate to any other serious health condition, and for it not to be a bother in the long run. So when you go to your doctor, you can be able to do some various tests, and I will discuss 3 tests that you can actually be able to do. One is the glycated hemoglobin A1C test. And this test shows your average blood sugar level for the last 3 months. and an A1C level between 5.7% and 6.4% is actually considered pre-diabetes. Of course, if it is below 5.7%, this would be considered as normal. And if your A1C level is 6.5% or higher on 2 separate tests, this indicates that you already have the type 2 diabetes. The other test that you can do is the fasting blood sugar test, and the fasting blood sugar test occurs, by taking a blood sample after you fast for at least 8 hours or overnight. And if that test shows that your blood sugar level is below 100 milligrams per deciliter, then this is considered as normal. If that sugar level is 100 to 125 milligrams per deciliter, this is considered as pre-diabetes and can also be known as the impaired fasting glucose. And if the fasting blood sugar level is 126 milligrams per deciliter or higher, this indicates that you have the type 2 diabetes already. Okay, the other test that you can do is the oral glucose tolerance test, and this is usually done to people who are already expecting or are actually pregnant. And a blood sample is usually taken after you fast for at least 8 hours or overnight, and then they will ask you to drink a sugary solution, and your blood sugar will be measured again after 2 hours. And from this test, if the blood sugar level is less than 140 milligrams per deciliter, then this would be normal. If it is about 140 to 199 milligrams per deciliter, then this is considered as pre-diabetes and can also be known like, your doctor will say you have an impaired glucose tolerance. And of course, if this is above 200 milligrams per deciliter, this is when you could be considered to have type 2 diabetes. So the good news about pre-diabetes is that it is very, very much reversible, and you can reverse this condition by changing your lifestyle. This means that you get to choose better or healthier food choices and increase your physical activity. In fact, you only need 150 minutes per week of physical activity according to the World Health Organization, or rather 75 minutes per week of aerobic exercises. That way you can be able to maintain even your weight at a normal range. Remember, your weight is considered at a normal range if you have your body mass index between 18.5 to 24. The body mass index would be calculated by dividing your weight in kilograms to your height in meters squared. And also, you can also start by, reducing the amount of smoking that you might be doing, or generally just to do away with it, because if you are a smoker, then you are at a risk of pre-diabetes. And again, doing a regular doctor's check usually clears your head, because at least you are able to know where your blood sugar level is at and whether you are at risk of any other heart disease or even stroke, to the very serious and extreme conditions. So again, if for instance your doctor sees as if you are at a risk of type 2 diabetes, then they might prescribe drugs such as metformin, and please ensure that you actually take the drug, because at least that way you can be able to reverse the pre-diabetes. Forget everything else that I said in this video. Consider pre-diabetes as the yellow light on a traffic light. So if your blood sugar level is normal, then you are at the green level. If your blood sugar level is at the yellow line, then this is pre-diabetes, and if it is on red, then this is already type 2 diabetes. And of course, this is when you need to ensure that you can be able to maintain it. And I hope that you have learned something from this video. And of course, until next time, please go ahead and subscribe, share the video, and I also leave a link down below for a free nutrition guide. Kindly go over there to the link and be able to listen to it. I hope you're going to also keep up with the series, the diabetes series that I will be releasing throughout this month. And until next time, you are what you eat, so make sure that you're doing it right and visiting your doctor to know whether you are at a healthy range with your blood sugar level. All right, bye bye now.